Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to Strange Antiquities. I'm Coppery Cat. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday so far. How's everyone doing today? Last we left off, we finished our day 13. I went ahead, I did a little bit of organizing to make sure things are a little neater. I have kind of some of the more creepier things over here. The three methers fit really nice in this spot, so I went with that. And then I did reorganize all of the pendants so that I have them all over here and they're nice and neatly ordered. So I'm happy with how that looks. And then I also put the weights back in here. And all I have to do now is move that back. So we're going to go ahead and end day 3 so that day 13, so we can go ahead and see what our new clue is and then start our new day. All right, end of day 13. With dreams of earning his fortune long banished from his mind, the man brought the casket to a trusted friend, the curator of a museum in Undermere. Together they looked for answers. Oh, the curator of a museum in Undermere? Isn't that Eli's brother? All right, let's take a look. What is our clue going to be? We've got a sword of some sort. All right, let's see what we've got here. I am buried with the Knight of Thorns. Buried with the Knight of Thorns. Okay, so sounds like we're probably going into the catacombs again. Let's go ahead and do that and see what we've got in the catacombs. I'm buried with the Knight of Thorns. Knight of Thorns. I see a flower, but there's no thorns there. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it is down here. We do have some cemeteries. This one has a sword with thorns wrapped around it. So that should be one of our clues. He does not have a sword with him. What about this guy? He does have a sword. Let's give that a try. I mean, he's the one with the sword. It doesn't show thorns or anything that even suggest thorns, but he is buried with a sword. Sure enough. Alright, the Tomb of the Knight of Thorns resides alongside an ossuary filled with the unknown dead from the Battle of Southern Fell. It's an unpleasant place that I do not plan to linger in. Happily, I'm able to find the item I came for without any difficulty, and I quickly leave and don't look back until I'm out in the bright of the day once more. Let's see what we have. Okay, if I look at these represent the different elements. If I remember right, yeah, because we had, I'm pretty sure the one that pointed below was, we did look at that the other day. Well, I'll look it up. We do have a book for that, so let's go ahead and take that. I'm going to pull this one down here for now. And then let's go ahead, get our day started. Pet Jupiter a little bit. Here we go. Thomas Pope. I've noticed that some people claim not to fear death. They say that dying scares them, but not death itself. Not me. Not the great Thomas Pope. Give me pain, give me fear. If I can feel, then I know I'm alive. Going back to the nothingness, that's what I fear. I'm going to do my best to live forever, starting today with a Loem. Let's see, a Loem. sometimes called a hand of Jupiter or a fire palm. A loam is an item with an enticing power. They can reverse the signs of aging, but anyone who has played that game knows that it can only last so long before time catches up. And when it does, it often hits harder. Hey JJ, how are you? Oh, good, you won the race. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. I know playing marbles with Southern was a lot of fun. How many did you win today then? I thought I saw you win at least one other one, right? All right, so we're looking for a hand of Jupiter or a fire palm. Right? Stingy Jack? Definitely. That. Oh man, if we had only seen that the other night. Okay, so 3 and 1 the last one. Nice. All right, so we want something that has fire to it. We know that. Now it looks like he is, I mean, obviously this is him holding something. Reverses the signs of aging. The only other thing we have with fire is the Cyrene Ward. Alright, do we have... Now if I remember right, I did move everything that I have not categorized forward. Okay, no, I did not. So some of them over here. This, if I remember right, was very warm to the touch. All right, this is all very warm. What do the blue stones? Hey, someone you know, how are you? Welcome back. How's your weekend going? You're fine. Good, good. All right, so fire is, okay, so fire is just a regular triangle. Yeah, maybe the snake pendant, I can see that. This is, let's see, that is an onyx. And let's see, obsidian was fire if I remember. Oh, I don't blame you for that. Weekends should be for relaxing. All right, let me see what these different gems stand for. So, amber can be for fire and light. Let me write that down. Fire and light. Let's see. Let's see. The blue is for water, so I don't think it's necessarily the one I was just looking at. Okay, blue could also mean link between body and mind. Obsidian is fire and fury. So if we do need to take a look at those, we at least have a handful that we know. Okay, so the black striated is night and darkness. Now it says there's some who fear it and some who are seduced by it. So that's possibly something too. I mean, the darkness that is often associated with death. So, let's keep that one in mind. Because I think in the snake pendant you just mentioned, JJ, I think that had the onyx in it. So yeah, you might be right with that one. Hard but smooth. It is textured. Okay, there's no inner perception. Okay, so that just might be. Let's look at our loam again. Okay, so let's think too. What is associated with Jupiter? When we come back over here to the planetary metals, if we look for Jupiter, Jupiter is also tin. And it's that one that I was saying before, reminds me of 24. So tin is for Jupiter. I don't think that was tin though. What is this? This is bronze. It is round, so yeah, that would be similar. Hmm. So let's look at this real quick though, because that actually is a hand. That's bronze too though, and turquoise. Turquoise is water, so no. What about this one? This is made of tin, and it is a hand. Huh. Okay, so that they're Jupiter is tin. Oh, hold on. The oh, look at this. The triangle on top. That matches the emblem for fire. So we've got the emblem for fire and it's tin. It's not as pretty as the snake one, but it matches two of the clues. Yes. All right, so the clue, the item features a hand in the design. It's made of tin, the planetary metal associated with Jupiter, and it features a triangle, the symbol of fire. So yeah, those little symbols, I've been learning we got to really watch those closely because it's those little sneaky clues that will sometimes throw us. And that was what you guys all got with the oh, it was someone you may know. They're the one who picked that up with the clues for um the three thaumic signs. Okay, I'm glad we got that one. Good way to start. Oh, Barton is back. Good. My God. It's a good job I thought to bring that silent breath with me yesterday. The pit cracked open the tall stone structure, sure enough. But then, just as I was about to step through, I got an uneasy feeling in my bones. I couldn't ignore it. Then I realized it was a silent breath. Just then there was a noise like thunder and the door slammed shut. I'd have been hammered flat like a piece of meat. Or at the very least trapped in the realm of nameless gods beyond the black veil. Funny enough, it's put me right off sticking my nose into any of their business. Good luck to you, but I'm out. After that, I think I would be too, to be honest. And it's probably a really smart idea for him to step out. Agnes Dent. There has been an unexpected death in the family. It's hit all of us quite hard, but particularly my husband. I'd like to gift him a heart chamber. A heart chamber, okay. Right, don't open spirit doors, exactly. Especially to unnamed gods. Never know what you're going to find back there. Okay, a heart chamber. There's a vast skull in the catacombs, said to be that of the beast Blencathra. Holgar's followers believe that when he slew it, he trapped its soul along with its power in an item known as the Wraith Chamber. Heart chambers are based on this mythical object, but they have morphed over time into a way to keep those dear to us close to our heart after death. Okay, so close to our heart. Here's 3 items he's wearing, and this one here is right over his heart. And I'm pretty sure we have one like this that we haven't used. Yeah, because we said perfect for Halloween. It looks just like a casket. So let's take a look. It does have the skull that goes along with Holgar's skull too, so that's good. Do we have any senses that come from this? No. It's gotta be though. Awesome. This one is pretty cool though. I like this one. And yeah, it's that like memento mori again too, which is nice. It appears in the sketch of Holgar and it bears the symbol of Holgar's grim mask. Woohoo! 2 for 2. right. Edmund Bishop. Did you ever work out what that Bishop Square thingy was? Yes. I suddenly remembered this note that I found some time ago, and it occurred to me it might be related. I almost threw it away, but it intrigued me, so I held on to it. I haven't a clue what it means. Ooh. Let's see. Blessings in spring, rising in autumn. Spring was the one that looked like the leaf. So blessings in spring, rising in autumn. And then blessings, I think, came in this one, right? Yes, blessings. It's the one that looks like a moon is crying. Okay, so blessings in spring. Okay, there's blessings, and it's in the spring one. Rising in autumn. So that puts us on the stairs. The symbol on the map leads me up the winding stair of the North Tower. The pendant has been carefully hidden, but knowing where to look means that it doesn't take me long, and I'm soon on my way back to the shop with a new trinket to add to our growing collection. Ooh. I'm going to write that symbol down real quick and see what that looks like. Alright, here's another one over here. That's still settled in pretty good. I don't think that's overcrowded just yet. Thaddeus White. Yes, this was Eli's brother. He is the one in the museum. Something isn't right at the museum. I'm worried it's all my fault. I'd hoped my brother would be back by now. I've had an idea, though. I'm no thaumaturge, but I think I can weaken it using a witherance. Oh dear me, this had better work. Okay. A witherance. Now it said whoever the writer was, which I was thinking this got to be Barton Potter because of the his left eye is covered. It said he brought this casket over to the museum. So yeah, it sounds like our friend here has gotten himself into some trouble. A witherance is the inverse of a fortinance and is sometimes put to more malicious use. These can be crafted from stone like the fortinance, but wood is more commonly used. Okay, did we get the fortinance already? No, we do not have a fortinance yet. But let's see, like, if there's a picture. No. They're made of... Okay, so a small totem. Okay, that might help us then. So if a fortinance is a small totem, it's quite possible that the witherance would be too. That would make sense. So we want something that's most likely wood. And it's something that weakens. Okay, this one, that has a triangle with a line through it. Let's see if that's anything. Hey Angaris, how are you? Let's see. Weakness. So it has the sign for weakness on it, as well as is made of wood. So here we go. What does our inner perception say? I notice myself becoming drained of energy as I handle this object. Perfect. It's exactly what we want. Right? There we go. So a fortinance is used for strength, the inverse of which is weakness. And this item bears a symbol of weakness, and it's made of wood. Hydrate. Yes, definitely. Everyone make sure you take a drink. You're thirsty too. All right. Whatever this Folium is. It looks like it's something to do with scales too. That's cool. Let's hope it works, because I think he's the one with this casket we're worried about. All right, Jacob Priestley. My mind is severed. Need mether. All right, so his mind is severed. That's got to be a curse. We saw Blackheart. It's not Braxis. It's not Lyra or Burning Blood. Poison of the Mind. But it's also... it could be Tormund's paralysis, because his speech was pretty slurred. Alright, so possibly Morgan's insanity or Tormund's paralysis. Its mind is severed. Probably the insanity. Let's look in here, see what we have to fix that. Okay, it could be the Sextrum. Let me just see if there's something specifically. Oh, he does say Mether. He does say Mether. Let's look at what we have for the different Methers. Abrasive Mether purges unwanted memories. As with any procedure that alters the mind. Okay, probably not that one. Restful. Okay, we did that one, so it's probably not this one. This is to put a meditative state. So is it the Solemn? Of the 3 types of Mether, the Solemn variety is considered the most powerful. It permits the drinker to forge pathways in the mind to recall that which has been forgotten or to repair that which has been broken. Okay, so this is it. A Solemn Mether. It'll produce a noticeably stronger thaumic field than the other 2 types. Okay, so we have 2 Methers that we haven't used yet. These 2 here. And then we want the one that produces a stronger thaumic field. So let's open this up and see which one has a strong thaumic field. That one's kind of weak. Oh yeah, see how much brighter that purple is? There we go. So it's the one with the oak leaf on it. Let's put this one away. And then we can put this one in here. Nice. You know, and oak trees are often symbolic with strength. So if you're strengthening the mind again, that does fit. Alright. So yeah, exactly what we looked for. We knew what the Methers looked like, and it does make this stronger field. Alright, let's go ahead and put that one back. It is. Oak is a very strong strong wood. I know there's not too many around here, but I know towards the eastern side of the U.S., if you happen to have black oak trees, that is like extremely strong wood, and they're worth a fortune. I've discovered something via the thaumic needle. Oh, we just got thaumic string, I think it was we just saw. The woman who tried to swim across the lake was compelled to do so by some invisible force. She was looking for something, and whatever it is, it's right here in Undermere. That's not all. I decided to experiment with the ambra. When I was under its spell, I heard whispers. Something was calling to me, and it left me feeling terribly afraid. This must be what's keeping my patients in their trance-like state. I've never used a Gaudian siren before, but it occurred to me that I might be able to use it to drown out the whispers. Gaudian siren. Alright. These are all Gaudian... See this one right here? That's that pendant, but it's upside down. I wonder if that's it. Though these are similar in form to thaumic needles, Gaudian sirens serve a very different purpose. They create a strong compulsion like a siren's call that can be used to divert attention. Okay, that looks like our Ambra. That looks like, I think that was the pit. And if I remember right, this one did have that. Yep, it's hard to draw the eyes away. Yeah, that one was the skull was like oh, I didn't put it over here. It's the same skull as Holgar's mask. Or no, it's of this one, yeah. So yeah, but this is the one we want. Alright. Woohoo! This item appears in the sketch in the cabinet. It's an obelisk shape like the thaumic needle, and closer inspection reveals its attention-demanding power. I mean, even just for, a game, I mean, it commands power, or it commands your attention. I mean, I've been looking at that and I'm like, I would so wear one of those. It's so pretty. All right, end of day. This is the end of day 14. Let's pet Jupiter once before we end the day. We do have an ad starting in about 4 minutes. So when that starts, I will go ahead and pause. End of day 14. The curator learned that the Nalian casket is a dark article, a class reserved for the most cursed and the most dangerous of objects. He locked it away deep within the museum's archives, along with other such artifacts that are best kept from public eyes. You know, absolutely, it should be mermaid shaped. That's true. Although, like with the siren's call, that definitely it has that like attention grabbing. Almost think there should have been a pearl in there then, like mother of pearl or something instead of the wood, maybe. Hmm. All right, continue. Let's see what we're drawing this time. Oh, nope. An axe? An axe. Um, I think sirens are often more mistaken for mermaids. Or maybe it's just mermaids come from the siren mythology. All right, I'm under the barn where the axe meets the tree. Under the barn where the axe meets the tree. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we need to find a barn and likely this one is kind of hard. Let's see. I'm trying to think of, oh, like a lumber yard, basically, maybe. So the axe meets the tree. Ooh, we've got thunder going again. I like that. Blacksmith's Guild, Convent, Westwood Galfrey's Tower. Okay, so none of these scream lumberyard. So let's look at, I'm under the barn where the axe meets the tree. Greywick Farm is over here. There'd be farms, there would be barns in the farm. And there are trees next to it, maybe. Keep that one in mind. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Royston Farm is 30. There's nothing There's nothing here, though, to say there's a farm. So one right now is... Yeah, Royston Farm here, 30. Yeah, but there's no trees nearby, so there's nowhere really for them to do any kind of, you know, like lumber milling. Just in case. Does the castle have... No. Okay. I'm gonna go with this. Let's try it. The scented damp hay lingers in the air, and crows pick at the muddy ground between the weathered stone barns. A farmer lifts his gaze briefly, offering little more than a nod before turning his back to his work. I don't think I'll find anything useful here. Alright, not that one. The main difference is sirens are bird women from Greek mythology. Oh, I thought the bird ones were harpies. I didn't know sirens were as well. Mermaids are half women, half fish, from a broader range of folklore that can be either benevolent or malevolent. Sirens are associated with enchanting but deadly song, while mermaids are associated with both peril and good fortune. Oh, and then you added that in right here too. Harpies and sirens are distinct mythological creatures, differentiated by their appearance, behavior, and origin. Harpies are monstrous bird-like creatures with the head of a woman and the body of a vulture, often associated with wind, storms, and punishment. Sirens are often depicted as beautiful bird-like humanoids or mermaids who use enchanting song to lure sailors to their doom. Okay, so bird-like humanoids. Ooh. That's really cool. All right, let's take another look at these and see where we have spots where we could possibly, cut down trees, and then see what's possibly beneath it. So we have one here. 9 is Stockside Rock, but this could potentially be a barn. We have one here, and 25, 25 is Calgarth Hall. Probably not. We have woods here, and underneath would be Undermere Church. That's not going to have a barn. This is Jacob's Folly. It could potentially be here. There is a spot here, and I guess that could be the eye, but I don't think so. Mossy Wood. Maybe here. Or then again, that's a lot of space there too. It maybe could be there in Mossy Wood. Or possibly here. "13 is Keystone Manor. I think... Oh, Woodcutter's Lane. Okay, Woodcutter's Lane. There's our clue. What is 8 here? The boatyard. And then, so Woodcutter's Lane, I'm going to say it's got to be here. Perfect. The side of the house sits to the side of the house sits a dilapidated barn. The stench of manure is overpowering. There's no sign of an owner, so I search carefully, not sure exactly what I'm looking for. Suddenly I spy a flash of blue. A bottle. This is it. Ooh. Ooh. Anyone else see that looks like an eyeball? That looks like an eye. All right, here's Simone. Good morning. Yes, and to you too, Jupiter. I'm getting more concerned about my mother. Hearing about that poor lady who drowned frightened me. But she'll turn up. She always does. I've had another breakthrough. This time I'm certain it's a clue that leads to another hidden part of strange antiquities. Ooh. After I was looking for the different foresty areas, I saw Woodcutter's Lane. And it's like, well, if it's Woodcutter's Lane, yeah, that's where you're going to have the axe meets the tree. All right, from the individual, a stone for dark purposes. That's that I know is going to be the bloodstone, I think. From the celestial, a stone of earth, and the diurnal, a stone of death. Let me write that down. Individual is dark purpose. Celestial, earth, and then diurnal is death. Probably the Vivianite from that one. All right, let's look at our gems. Yeah, and things like this too, when they talk about like what's associated with each gem, I love that. Yeah, it's more for the pedestals. I love that symbology behind it, and that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about the previous game, Strange Horticulture, is because it goes into a lot of the meaning behind different flowers and plants. I know one of the funny things is, like in the Victorian language of flowers, yellow roses often symbolize hatred, but yellow roses are the only roses I really actually like. I don't like red roses at all. White are okay, but yellow and yellow orange roses, beautiful. I'll take those anytime. Though, as Angaris knows, if you're going to get me any kind of flower, my favorites are actually peonies. Okay, so let's see. Individual, we're looking for dark purpose. Oh, before I do that, hold on, because I need to figure out, it says Wixic, Diurnic, all of those. Celestial is going to be either Selenic or Dradic. The diurnal is going to be either diurnic or noctic. And then individual is going to be either mentic or wixic. Okay, so I had to look at the 3 thaumic disciplines. Okay, so I'm going to have something from the individual, one from the celestial, and one from the diurnal. And since that's the order they were put in, I'm guessing that's the order they go on the plinths. So individual, celestial, and then diurnal. Looking at each of those, I have to look for the discipline, because when I come back here into my book, so amber is diurnic, so that would be part of the celestial. This, however, is not for earth, so it's definitely not amber. Amethyst is wixic. Wixic is for individual, but it's for dark purpose, so we know it's not amethyst. Aquamarine is Dradic, which could be celestial. That one is water. That's not going to be it. Bloodstone is Wixic, and that is the dark purpose. So, okay, so this one is going to be Bloodstone. Iolite is diurnic, so that would be for diurnal. Peace and safety, that's not it. Jade is Dradic, so that could be celestial, and that is earth, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. So Jade. Kyanite is Mentic. So we already figured it's Bloodstone, but just in case, that is not for dark purpose. Malachite is Mentic. that's a stone of sight and a fourth eye. That's not a dark purpose, so that's not going to work. Moonstone is selenic. That's not earth though, so I think we got celestial right now. Dradic obsidian is fire and fury, not death. Onyx is noctic. So onyx could possibly be because it's night and darkness, and we often do associate darkness with death. Topaz, Wixic, not dark purpose, it's not that one. And then Vivianite is noctic, and that is death and decay. So our death should be Vivianite. So bloodstone, jade, and Vivianite. I think this is our only thing with Vivianite. So I'm going to try that one here. Bloodstone, that one was a big obvious one. That was this one. And now we need something that's jade. Possibly this one? Green porcelain, not jade. That I remember was a plant seed. Is this jade? A green gemstone. And, I mean, since it's supposed to represent Earth, that would imply Earth. Woohoo! Ooh, this one again. Alright, so I need to make it a half moon. Pull on this until it's half. Alright, so there is that. Let's see what time that references. Yay, we found some. Ooh. Ooh. Bronze and malachite. Ooh, gotta fan myself. That's so pretty. Alright, leave this one and then pop this into our... Yeah, that was a simple one. Alright, let's see what we've got next. It was a long one, but a simple one. Thank you for the mether. Oh! I've seen into the yawning deep. I've seen beauty beyond the comprehending mind. The price is steep, but I pay it gladly. I would too, actually. My shadow anchor is broken. I must replace. Alright, so what is a shadow anchor? That's a shadow hold. Was a shadow anchor different? Oh man, yeah, purple is perfect. Though I do like green. A shadow hold. Oh, okay, so it's got the shadow catcher design. Is that's Gray's Grace. Oh. That's a shadow hold. I want the shadow anchor. Silly me. I don't have one of those. Okay. A shadow anchor is sometimes used in the practice of shadow casting, the art of projecting one's presence outside of the body. Without an anchor, I think I already know which one I'm looking for. Remember I said that one with the blue stones looks like an anchor? And if I remember right, we did just see that those blue stones could link to the mind. I have a feeling. Alright, without an anchor, minds have been known to become lost. Shadow anchor designs can vary greatly. Some prefer pendants, where others prefer to clutch a totem in their hand. Some make use of symbology, while others use gemstones. They'll always produce a field from the individual branch, though, so I'm going to want to look for the individual branch. But I have a feeling it's this one. It looks to me like an anchor. And if those stones do mean mind, Yeah, astral projection. Kyanite, anchor between body and mind. Let's bring that one over here. Is there anything else to help us make that call? Okay, it's a totem. It's got gemstones for mind. Let's just see if now if it produces from the individual branch. This one makes that little like flower pattern. What was the one for the individual branch? It's either Mentic or Wixic. You know what? Okay. Let me just pull that up real quick and keep that off to the side. Just so I can easily reference. Individual. Let's pull this one to the top, that one to the bottom, and then that one. There we go. Mentic of the mind. Woohoo! Nice! The kyanite gemstones point to the fact that this item anchors the mind, and it produces a mentic field from the individual branch. Yay! Alright. Oh, we got some more mail. Excellent. I'm afraid this letter was sorted incorrectly and ended up doing a round trip to Kendall and back. Better late than never. I've spent a long time looking for an object that is believed to have been lost somewhere in the catacombs. The adventurer and thaumaturge Marwyn left a trail to her hidden stash, or so the story goes. I followed it as far as the ossuary of the damned, a chilling bone-filled alcove carved into a natural chamber in the upper levels. But it seems her markings have been worn away by time after that. I pass this story to you in the hope that you can succeed where I have failed. Your friend, Barton. Okay, so... bone-filled alcove in a natural chamber in the upper levels. Let's go ahead and look there. Upper levels, bone-filled chamber. Okay, so right here. I mean, there are bones up here, but that's not just a bone-filled chamber. This entire chamber has bones. Alright, so let's see what I find here, maybe? I'm able to follow Marwyn's trail for a while, but the carved markings are faded and worn. Faded and worn by centuries of weathering. By the time I reach the ossuary, I can no longer make it out at all. Fortunately, I've always wanted an excuse to use a Carrick's candle. Okay, a Carrick's candle. These items produce an invisible light that peels back the years, allowing a glimpse into the past. The effect is often murky and blurred, but it works passably on stationary objects. They are marked by a depiction of a candle upon their surface. I think I see one that might work, but let me see something. Okay. This symbol right here is for wax. And then when we saw this one, originally it looked like a gold bar. So we've got wax and then fire. So this has got to be it. Yeah, I remember when I first saw this one that it reminded me of a candle because of the shape of it. And then, so that's got to be it. Alright, the symbol for flame is rendered above the symbol for wax, a depiction of a candle. Stalagmites retreat under the light of the candle as I hold it aloft and search the shifting rock walls for any sign of Marwyn's trail. And suddenly I see it, an M etched into the rock as clear as if it had been carved yesterday. I follow the trail in an excited hurry, tripping and stumbling as the candle distorts the height of the floor, until I come to its end at a small boulder. Rolling the rock to one side, I reach behind it and reclaim what Marwyn's lost treasure. Oh, that looks just like the hand one we had. You know what? And I think that's why I did it, is because it reminded me of the same colors. All right, so that one looks like the Jupiter's hand. I bet this one's got to be tin as well then, right? Yeah. So it's tin and it has the same raised bumps along it. All right. Hello, Jupiter. Verona's... Oh, uh-oh, look at her eyes. The time has come to decide, Thaumaturge. The casket wants to be opened. The casket will be opened. Nothing can stop it now, and yet there is still a part of this mind that will not be quieted. Oh. Help me to calm this clamoring rage inside my head. This is your chance to elevate yourself above the scurrying ants that absently crawl through their meaningless lives. So a Zephyrim or an abrasive Mether. So there's still part of her in there. I mean, she's saying that, you know, there's part of her mind that's fighting this. So I'm guessing one of these will either let her overcome her mind and let herself become one of these cultists, or try to push that blackening back. Let's look at what we have. We have a Zephyrim and an abrasive Mether. The abrasive Mether. This is used to purge unwanted memories. As with any procedure that can alter the mind, it should be used sparingly and considerately. Methers are typically used in communal ceremonies, designed to be easily passed from person to person. Alright, if we give her the abrasive Mether, we're gonna lose her. She's gonna be lost to us. But the Zephyrim, what does this do? These resonant objects give off a faint odor that will be familiar to any thaumaturge. It's the scent of a storm, of ozone and power, the scent of magic. When these vapors are inhaled deeply, they can unlock deep wells of anger and channel them into a powerful maelstrom. This is the power of the west wind. Alright, so if we give her the Zephyrim, she'll fight. Right, process of elimination says it is the other cup. What do you think? Should we help her fight it, or should we let the cult win? Do we want to be the bad guy or the good guy? And then hold on, this is good guy always. This is day 15. Let me mark that down, because I might just like go back afterwards and see what happens if we do bad. I agree. I'd rather be the good guy. Alright, so the Zephyrim. We need something that is resonant. Where is my compass? It should be over here. So do I have anything? I don't have anything resonant over here. Is anything here going to move it? No. Okay, so nothing is resonant over here. This is resonant. Is that resonant too, or... Let me pull this all the way over here. Oh, dang it, come back here. Okay, that is resonant as well. So both of these are resonant. And then I know we had resonant things over here. Um, this guy is resonant. The Corvin's Might, the Ambra is Revenance, and the Elva Stone is resonant. But now since we've identified those, let's figure it's probably one of these. Blue painted porcelain. Cool and smooth. Gives the scent of a brewing storm. It's got to be that one. These have those have the different elements if I remember it. Yeah, earth, air, fire, and water on those. So that's got to be the Zephyrim. All right. Is there room over here? Might be able to fit over here without... Yeah, that works. All right. End of day 15. All right, end of day 15. But the problem with storing powerful dark artifacts is that slowly, inevitably, the darkness seeps out. What is... a ball of yarn. Okay, now I do recognize clues like this from when I played Strange Horticulture. This likely is going to show us either a path through the catacombs, or this is going to go along the coast of our map or one of the streets. This is the type of clue that was used often in Strange Horticulture. Now, okay, it kind of looks a little bit like the island, but not quite. Let me look at the catacombs just because there's less of that to see. Possibly? Well, makes a jut out. It goes in too far here, I think, though. But we do have that like little lip here before it pulls in and over. What do you guys think? Might it be here? Or... oh, this one might work better. Comes along here. It does stay inwards before it goes down here. This one maybe? Yeah, start from 1662. You're right. And straight below 1832. You're right. Nice. Thank you both. All right, inhaling deeply from the spirit vault to stave off the madness of the depths, I make my way carefully down crumbling passageways, past decaying crypts. Placed carelessly on top of the tomb is a collection of clay pots. Some lie in pieces, but most are whole. At first, the collection seems unremarkable, but one in particular stands out, and I take it back up to the surface to take a closer look. Exactly, teamwork. Okay, that has... I think those are symbols of earth. We just saw those. Fire is the one that faces upwards. Yeah, earth is downwards. So fire is upwards, water is down. Earth is downwards, and air is up, which that makes sense too. Air is above us, earth is below. Okay, so an earthen pot. Marion Lancaster. Someone very dear to me has fallen ill. I would like a nephroquant. Do not be concerned, dear. I've used one before and I know what I'm doing. A nephroquant. Sounds like we're trying to cheat death. That's probably not a good thing. A nephroquant. These were once worn by necromancers of the Five Knolls, who used them in their rituals of resurrection. Their power became bound to them, such that if they were to remove them even after death, the nephroquant would crumble into dust. Today, their power is much diminished, but they can be used to draw out infections. However, they will cause braxis if held against bare skin for long periods. Okay. I have an idea. Braxis. Null necromancers, yeah, right? That is suspicious. Braxis, characterized by a necrosis of the flesh. The affected will feel no pain, but the scarring has no cure. We did see this. We did see this. These guys right here. So this has Braxis, and this does as well. This doesn't have anything to remark. I was expecting it to smell worse. Okay, that does say then that this has got to be Braxis because it's that rotting. Gold and hard and cool. Now that emblem as well. So the way that's spinning, I saw that in here as well. Is it spinning this way is rebirth? Okay, yeah, I feel confident it's that one then. Nice. Alright, the item here is the ring, a wearable item. It's attached to a hand scarred by Braxis. The spiral design of the item is representation of the symbol for rebirth or resurrection. Woohoo! Alright. Franklin Underhill. Please do pay us a visit. We have some items that we're confident will be of interest to you. Okay, where would you like me to go? The Twinings, artisans of wood, iron, and clay. Okay, Market Avenue. Let's see if I can find it easily on here. The Twinings. Okay, 15. There it is. And it is on Market Avenue. Friday, the man who dropped off his card introduces himself as the owner of the Twinings, an unusual sprawling series of grotto-like rooms filled with handcrafted carpentry, ironmongery, and pottery. He leads me past wooden chairs and strange iron contraptions to a room unlike the others. This one is filled with small trinkets, ornaments, and jars of various sizes containing ominous-looking liquids and organic materials. I know it might not look like much, but there are some items of value among the junk here, said the man. Take your time and let me know if you find anything interesting. 2 hours later, I have indeed unearthed something very interesting that I'm keen to take back to the shop for further investigation. Ooh. So we have the bloodstone for dark purposes right here, and then that Vivianite for death. Oh, that. Ooh. Spooky one. Alright. I'm running out of room in here. I'm going to have to move those around. I'm leaving the Twinings with my haul when a man shouts at me from across the street. I look around annoyed. I notice to my horror that the man's eyes are as black as coal. He rushes toward me and I stumble backwards, fumbling with the strap of my satchel as I try to grab an item to stop him. I need a Wixic cord. Is that one of these? Okay, it's not one of those. Let me look in here. Oh, I have not identified that yet. All right. Despite the name, these simple-looking items do not produce a Wixic field. They belong to the diurnal branch. They cause a freezing effect in the body, earning them the nickname of Medusa stones. Fortunately, this effect is not permanent. Alright, it's something simple looking. It causes you to freeze. This one was very simple. Gives me goosebumps. Let me look at some symbols. Do we have anything? Imbuements. Paralysis, maybe. Yeah, we want them to be paralyzed. And this one? That has... It is simple, and it does have emblems of paralysis. Oh, okay, yeah, let me look at that one too. Nothing to remark. And then... What does that one mean again? The onyx? Shadow. Oh, okay, so Stone of Night. I'm going to try this one because it has the right emblems. Alright, the item features symbols of paralysis. Yeah, if I went to my thing, it might have showed the Noctic field instead. Yay! To my relief, the man goes rigid almost immediately and topples forward onto the cobblestones. I turn and run, wanting to put as much distance as possible between myself and that creature. When I finally come to my senses, I realize I should alert Dr. Robertson, but by the time I return to the Twinnings, the man is nowhere to be seen. Oh, not this one? Oh, that would fit up here, but I don't have enough room for that. Let me put this one in here with this. Yeah, that works better. And that gives that more space. Alrighty. Alright, here's Edmund Bishop. Something bad is about to happen. The ravens know it. My grandfather once taught me how to use a Cassander to see the paths ahead, but I saw what it did to him and vowed never to touch one again after he died. But the gnawing worry of what is coming has become too much for me. So we need a Cassander. Nice reference to Cassandra there as well. The eyes of a Cassander focus on the power of the mind, enabling those skilled enough to see the path or paths ahead. These items do not produce a mentic field, as one might expect, but rather a more mysterious selenic. Care should always be taken with any object of prophecy, and these are no different. Many have been seduced or driven mad by the paths shown to them, and have been led to ruin. Alright, looking at the picture, we might be looking for something that has arrows or showing diverging paths. We might also be looking for something that has eyes. Alright, let's see what we have. Let me see one more time. Does it say... It doesn't say whether or not we should be looking for a totem or a pendant. Let me see here. It's not Mentic. It is Selenic. So when I take a look at that, all right. What do we have that might go along with prophecy? Anything? Oh, You're right, we do have a tree branch. Yes, we do. And we have a couple of symbols to go with it, so we can check those. Nothing for sentence sound touch, just rough and gnarled. And it's most likely you with white paint. Okay, we do have this one. Do we have anything else that like right off the bat reminds us of like diverging paths? No. So not that's like immediately jumping out. So let's take a look at that. What are those emblems? Obviously we have the moon, but the other one was... Okay, the sign of witches. Hmm. Okay, maybe? So we have witches and the moon. We also... So a witch nut as well. Hmm. Does that go along with... But it is tree branches, you're right. Well, yeah, Cassandra's often Cassandra's often considered like a witch as well. Aw. Okay, not that one. Let's look at my clues again. Alright, so... Let's look what we have over here. That is another Mether. Iron, gold. Turquoise does have to do with mind, but these are more like for fire and light. Likely not that. Does that have, is that a symbol? The X with that over it? Is that an imbuement on that one? Strength. Oh, oh, I bet that's our fortinance for later. That one is strength and it is made of stone. I bet that's the fortinance to go with the witherance. Blue wasn't one for the mind? Okay, I thought the kyanite was for mind. This one, um, we looked at that one I think last night, didn't we? I don't remember if I wrote that one down. We have fire. Oh yeah, well, I did write that down. It was fire, ice, and confusion. That doesn't have anything to do with prophecy. It chills my blood. Okay, that's not prophecy. What's that symbol again? Hold on. Actually, hold on. Let me look at this. Foresight. So possibly something with an eye on it. There we go. I mean, duh, I should have looked at that. Foresight. Look for something with an eye on it. Do we have anything with... I mean, the snake obviously has eyes looking at us. The eyes seem to pierce my soul. What about the moon spire? Oh, That could be, yeah, that was also what I was going to look for the symbols on. That was it one of these? That one with the Gray's Grace, which is not as well. And it went with, what was our Gray's Grace? That's the only one I remember that had that on there. But there was another, a Shadow Catcher. So it has the same symbol, like a similar symbol anyway. Yeah, let's look at this one. We want it to have a Selenic field. And my screenshot earlier, that didn't have the Selenic field on it. Let me do that instead of the one I have. There we go. All right, Selenic is of the moon. Let's see what that looks like first. This one comes all the way down to the bottom, and yeah, that's it right there. So if it's Selenic, it should have that pattern. Wrong pattern. Damn. But yeah, you're right. Selenic is of the moon. Is that a Mentic field then? Just to see if that's, like, it's telling me to do the opposite. Okay, that is our Mentic field, which interestingly enough, that looks like this in the middle here. So it isn't that one. Let's put our Selenic back up. Okay, that's our Selenic. This one back here. Does anything else have something similar? I said it's probably not that, but just to rule it out. The hell? Alright. Has the right pattern. No, it doesn't. No, I'm wrong. That was the other pattern. I want this one. That was not the right pattern. Okay. What do I have? Well, this has moons on it. Let's try this one. Okay, right pattern. Nothing to remark. Smooth with raised detailing. We have bronze and green. Green, if that's malachite, that might be right. Malachite is a fourth eye. There we go. There we go. Selena, because it is of the moons. And then, is there anything else? Sense of touch. We said nothing here and nothing for this one. Okay. Let's give that one a try then. No! How about this one? That one also has malachite. Damn. Alright, so that one as well. Let's see if that has anything. Let's see if this has anything special. Nothing. It vibrates with energy. It's bronze and dark green. Did it say it's going to have energy? Hmm. What is associated with bronze? Just let me give that an extra check. Bronze. Okay, it's not a planetary metal. It's not a mundane element. Not a material. Alright, well. Alright, the item features... Oh, the 2 malachites are supposed to... Oh, okay, I thought it was supposed to look like eyes. So stones of sight, 2 would make eyes. Okay, that one gave me a bit. Let's go ahead and put this one back. Alright, Gilbert Ames. There always seems to be something going on in Undermere. The sooner I can get this sorted and be on my way, the better. My uncle gave me a ring, and I have had nothing but bad fortune ever since. I'm starting to think it might be cursed. Is there any way to uncurse it? Alright, let's look at our curses. So, with bad luck... Poison of the mind, nightmares, blue tint to the eyes. I have to look at that one. Oh, that was the last page, that's why. It's not Black Heart or Braxis. There's... Oh! Hold on. We did have something else, though, that we can use to uncurse small items. This one. And we can stick things in there, right? Yeah! We just need to purify it, not actually lift a real curse. Lavinia Hawthorne. I've been researching ancient customs, particularly those relating to thaumaturgy, and I'm fascinated by the use of objects in ritual ceremonies. If you're able to get your hands on a gris or a grease, I would be very interested in studying it further. So, a grease. What is this? For the ritual of the broken path, a grease is heated slowly over flame. To have full effect, it must be held in an ungloved hand until the ritual is complete, no matter how hot it gets. Okay, so we want something that's going to react to heat, it looks like. The ritual should not be performed by those who have not studied the Wixic art. It's common to suffer burns, but when done correctly, it should not be painful. What is this broken path? Oh, it's the same one with the Amphibian Talon. The Amphibian Talon had... We also said that was interesting because it had the snake that matched the... Yeah, it matched the thing on the girl's cloak. So it could possibly be one of these two. All right, it's heated slowly over flame. To have its full effect, it must be held in an ungloved hand till the ritual is complete, no matter how hot it gets. Okay, it's common to suffer burns. So something that it's going to get hot. It's already warm. Okay. Let's see if I hold this. All right, let's see. Does that get hot now? It's still warm. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, red is generally associated with fire as well. I'm just wondering if any of the metals might help as well. Let's go ahead and give that a try because it does have the snake to it. Let's give it a try. No. Okay. Oh, I gotta do this one. Okay. I drove myself crazy. Oh. Oh, thank you, Jupiter. Hold on to the snake. Alright, I got my 2 snakes. And I got a sun. Alright, I've got 2 of a kind. Oh. But I have a sun and 2 of a kind, so there we go. Well, at least I fixed my head pretty quickly. We've got an ad starting in about 4 minutes, so we'll take a break then. Alright, Lavinia Hawthorne. Okay, so we're looking for... She still wants the grease. Let's see. Alright, we're looking for something that's going to get hot. It's going to react to flame. Let's go ahead and... Okay, this is earth. This is various elements. Probably not any of those, which means likely it's one of these. Let's see if anything right now is associated with heat. It's rough, it's polished. Okay, nothing about touch over here. Right, now we know what it's not. That's a definite benefit. Okay, it feels unusual, not hot exactly, but energetic. Possibly this. Something unusual, can't quite put my finger on it. Alright, let's see if that reacts. Okay, looks like maybe not like that. We'd have to do it this way maybe. Anything now? That has potential. Graved, weathered, something that spins. I'm gonna rule that one out. That doesn't seem right. These emblems were all, I mean, we remember this one was for thunder. I want to say these all are weather related. Let me look at that real quick. Yeah, those are all weather related. So we have all of these on that. So it's not going to be that one. It's somewhat cool. All right, somewhat cool. Does it warm up? Somewhat cool. Gives me goosebumps. What if I bring it down here instead, away from everything else? Okay, not that. It's just smooth. It doesn't say anything about temperature. Hard and cool. Let's try this one then. Yeah, if it's not holding it over a candle, let's try holding the candle over it. Hard and cool. That really doesn't give us much to go on, does it? It has to be, yeah, okay, yeah, so it should be metal. Let's see. That Handed Jupiter one had something to do, the Loam, didn't that have something to do with heat? Yeah, because it had the emblem of fire. But this one is a hand. Hmm. A metal that will burn quickly. That might fit with tin. Let me... Yeah, a fire palm. Is there anything with the siren ward? I don't know, something... Anything Wixic. Yeah, let's look at... Well, these are just gemstones. Let me look at... Like, and do any of these metals have anything to do with it? Um... Well, tin has to do with Jupiter. And that's what I keep coming back to, the Jupiter's hand, and that having to do with fire. Venus, if I remember right, is the hottest planet. So copper might work as well. And gold being associated with the sun is obviously hot. This is the other one, though, that not hot but energetic. It is made of gold. Let's try this one again, too. Yeah, and then, yeah, let's check both of those and then see if either of those give a Wixic signature. Let's see. Wixic is... Oh. Wixic is of the body. This is a body. Alright, that's the symbol. No. Yeah! A faint one, but that just might work. No! Dang it. Dang it. And that seemed like it should work. It fit with the, No, the skull was a different symbol. That was just the regular diurnic. You know what though? Let's try it. Because it does say it has heat and energy. So I was wrong with this being associated with the Jupiter's hand. The skull definitely is... No. No. Dang it. Alright. What other clues do we possibly have? Let's look again. Let's look at what else goes with Wixic. The cord. Yeah, it is. But then again, we're getting close to the end, so it probably should be pretty hard. The Corvin's Might. The Binding Seed. No, so these just go with what's there. What else goes with Broken Path? The Amphibian Talon. What about if we go to Nameless Gods? Just that one. Alright. Huh. So we have several that it's not. Stoneclaw. This one. It's polished, crisscrossed grooves, and cold. Alright, so it is cold. Let's go ahead. We'll try first holding this over it to see if there's anything. Still cold. Let's put this actually like on the counter. Still cold. So probably not that. You need to stay in the middle. What about... It doesn't really have to do with all the different elements, though. Hard and cool, but warm. We didn't try this one for that, did we? Okay, see you in a bit. Oh. Crap, I think I just went straight through this during the ad, too. And Garis, remind me if that happens again. Just kind of mention something so that I don't leave anyone out. Thank you. Something that heats up, though. Okay, this one wasn't it though. So what about this? Smooth ridged. Strong sense of being watched. That didn't have anything to do with this though, did it? No. Hold on. Does this have just the regular diurnic? Not the right one. Oh, it's fine. But it does have to do with the body. Hard and cool, polished. That looks like it's the kyanite. Does that... Fire, light, heat, and life. It could be something with amber to it. Although... Not the right element, is it? No, it should be Wixic, right? Well, it said it shouldn't be touched by someone who hasn't studied the Wixic art. Doesn't necessarily mean that it has to have like a stone that's Wixic. If it's aquamarine, it's water. If it's kyanite, it's between body and mind. That definitely looks more like the kyanite than turquoise. Oh, no, it is turquoise. Okay, so that's water then, right? Aquamarine, blue or turquoise. Water would counter the heat. No. All right, well, again, we found out one that it's not, so. All right, I'm gonna take a hint. If an item heated by flame is in use, imagine that might leave a mark. Imagine it might leave a mark. This one maybe? If it's been held in fire, hard and cool, chalky black residue. Does it warm up? I mean, fire, ice, confusion. It does look like it has soot on it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. We don't have much else to go on. Damn. That one was insane. Let me fix that tag. I don't mind if it still has the thing on there. I just want it to match everything else. Yeah, that one was hard. I expected it to be something that you actually had to, heat it up and feel the difference. There's been a basilisk sighting in the hills across the river from Backbarrow. I wouldn't say I'm a brave man, but I have a duty to protect my livestock and my village. Better me than a younger man with his life ahead of him. I have come to prepare my sword. So, right? I wouldn't have thought that. I was looking for different clues. Although, I mean, I did say that there are a lot of these that you do need to. It makes you overthink it when you need to underthink it. So I think we're looking for a folium. Okay, yeah, this is looks like it's sticking its sword into something. So a blade is drawn across the face of a folium 6 times during the ritual of the Hand of Prior. Juror hunts. Oh, okay, hold on. Um, drawing it across a hand. That was this one? Yeah, it's got to be that one. Woohoo! All right, redeemed myself a little bit that with that one. Dang, that was. Whew. All right. So it was this one over here. Because it has soot on it. And then the clue was we have the fire, ice, and confusion. So you're confusing yourself between it being hot and cold. Yeah, I had to use a hint on that one, and it said that if it was held in fire, it's going to have something on it. And that's when we saw that that had soot. I was just saying this is one of those clues where it's like you overthink when they want you to underthink instead. So I was frustrated with that one. All right. Oh, she's still going. All right, they've escaped. At first, my patients grew agitated when I used the Gaudian siren, but then I had a breakthrough. Vivian Cartwright woke up. She seemed lucid, calm even. I made a stupid mistake and loosened her restraints. I don't know what happened, whether the siren stopped working or if perhaps it had never worked and she tricked me. But almost immediately she changed back and turned violent. Before I knew it, she had managed to free the others. We tried to stop them, but they fought their way out of the hospital. I have no idea where they've gone. Ooh, that's not good. All right, end of day 16. Almost imperceptibly, the casket began to absorb the crepuscular power that had leached into the stone and the earth of its lightless tomb. Oh, we got another tomb. Oh, definitely know what that one is. Oh, hold on, wait, it had a sun on one side, now it's got this. Let me just look real quick. One of those did have a sun on it, didn't it? I know that's not the one we're looking for, but yeah, okay, I was right. One of them did have a sun. Let me exit this though, because we want to look at the time. This needs to come up here with me. Okay. All right, there we go. What do we have to match that? A half moon. So would that be a half moon then on the tomb? This one? All right. The air is stifling in the darkness, and the claustrophobia of the tunnels almost overwhelms me, but I press on. I remind myself that there are few who venture down here, which means the chances of an interesting find are higher. It doesn't take long for my search to bear fruit. Aw. Well, hey, at least great minds are thinking alike, right? Ooh. Ooh. That's dangerous looking. Ooh. All right. Thaddeus is back. The witherance was a terrible idea. I've only gone and made things worse. I wish Eli was back. He'd know what to do. Some years ago now, a friend brought an item to me, a black casket, and I learned that it was a dark article. I should have brought it to Eli right then and there, but I knew he would want to destroy it. Right? Nothing ominous about that one at all. Nothing. I'm a collector of things. It seemed too important to allow it to be destroyed, but I see how naive that was now. The casket is far more dangerous than anything I have come across before. And now I hear they are looking for it with their black eyes. Yeah, definitely don't give that to Bonnie. Either I need to keep them out of the museum, or bring the casket here to Strange Antiquities and hide it in one of its secret places. Okay, we need either a dread Vivant or a Lunama. I would say have him bring it here. I'd say since we have good hidden spots, it's probably safer here. And this is Eli's brother, so I think he'd want to bring it to us, don't you think? Yeah, hide it. So let's see which one of these we want. The Dread Vivant, oh, which would be here. A Dread Vivant is the only way to handle some of the more dangerous artifacts. It can siphon power away from oneself for a time. The power rising up off of a Dread Vivant is subtle but noticeably invigorating. These objects represent the balance of life and death, of good and evil, of hope and despair. Okay, so that would let him handle it, probably to bring it here. And what is a Lunama then? A Lunama, also called a moon pool or heart of tranquility, harness the power of the elements to create an aura of unease. They can be used to keep people away from places they're not welcome. There is a superstition among thaumaturges that say a Lunama should not be used when the moon is full. It's not known where this idea came from. Okay. Yeah, a duality. I think we should give him the Dread Vivant. So it's going to siphon power away from you. This one this one here had an energy to it, and it makes you feel unusual. Something unusual, but I can't put my finger on it. Yeah. I mean, it's got the skull on it for death, but it also has the flower for life. I mean, it's a pretty decorative skull though too, so it kind of, it kind of does show that duality as well in my opinion, that, you have something scary like death made beautiful. I'm gonna give that one a try. Nice. The concept of balance is reflected in the design, the skull, death, and the flower, life. Closer inspection feels that the power of the item exudes. Woohoo! Oh, posture check. Yes, sit up straight. Make sure, crack your back, get comfortable. Make sure you're sitting properly. Don't let your back start hurting. Thank you. All right. Let's grab a drink while I'm at it too. All right. Ooh, mail call. There's an uneasy quiet in town today. There aren't many people out and about. I'm heading straight home as soon as I'm done with my deliveries. All right. I have recently come into possession of a number of texts on the subject of arcane artifacts. You're welcome to them if they're of any use to you. If I don't hear from you, then I will donate them to the library across the street. Okay, let's look at our map, find the library. Wordsworth Library, 26. Library across the street. So it's got to be one of... Oh, that's the only one that only goes on to one single house. It's got to be this one. This was a mistake. Well, that shows me, huh? All right, here then I guess this one. Well, hold on. I guess it could be this way too, except I would think the library, it's facing this way. So this one? Several of the scrolls look promising, but they're written in the Dradic script, and my understanding is too rudimentary to make use of them. If Arona was around, I'm sure she could translate them, but I can't. Okay, so we did see something. Oh, sir. The Babalia, that lets us speak other languages, right? All right, they resemble a Mentic field pattern, but the items do not produce a Mentic field. Oh, okay. This one looks like the Mentic field, right? But then it shouldn't have a field that looks like that. Yeah. Isn't that cute? Alright, the effect of the Pibalia makes my head spin and I close my eyes tight for a moment as my mind catches up. The pages swirl and blur in front of me, letters and words floating in and out of focus. After a time, I find that I could read them, though it takes some effort and I feel drained as I reach the end. Surprisingly, none of my cats will just randomly knock things over. None of them have done that. My boy who passed back in the spring, he would only do that if we were deliberately sliding something down a table to him. Otherwise, he'd never tried knocking anything off the table. But then again, my Baragon was a weird cat, so like most though. Anna Bryant, with all that's been happening in Undermere, I picked the worst week possible to lose my Briac charm. I hope that you have one I can replace it with. A Briac charm. Oh, I can see right here. Just from the picture, I know which one it is. See, we've got cats in the stream. All of us are cats. You're a cat. I'm a cat. JJ's a cat. You know what? Southern was right. We're gonna start calling ourselves the Chaos Kitties. All right. This resembles a symbol of the triple goddess. So that was a super one. That was a super easy one. Woohoo! Cats, kitties, yes! Speaking of cats, kitties, I've got one of my kitties over here saying hello. Cats are the best. I'm I'm sorry, I didn't intend to be away for so long. I trust the shop hasn't been too much trouble to look after in my absence. I've learned a lot from my time in Oxford. There's a powerful dark article here in Undermere called the Nelian Casket. And now you're telling me that my foolish half-wit of a brother has had it in his museum this whole time. I know how to destroy it, but it's not going to be easy. Whatever happens, it must not be opened. We will need to create a pillar of Caleris. From what I gather, such a feat has not been attempted in over 500 years. I just hope there's enough time to prepare. I'm afraid I can't stay, but I'll be back as soon as I can. All right. There you go. Yeah. Cats, chaos kitties. All right. A pillar is a powerful blast of energy that can consume the darkness. In my opinion, it's the safest way to destroy powerful dark articles. It can only be produced at a place of significant thaumic convergence. Strength and weakness, light and darkness. Align the opposing powers at opposing compass points. With Corkin's light, the strong will be made weak, and the dark will be made light. We sure are. We are all mad here. All right, strength and weakness. That's an easy one. We've got our witherance and our fortinance. Now, it's not labeled that it's a fortinance yet, but I have a strong feeling that's exactly what we're looking for. It has the right symbols on it, and it has the right material. So now we need something to be light and dark. Okay, I think I know what light is going to be. If I come over here, we had a sun bond, which is to make things light. Let me check because that could be the Carrick's candle, but it's either the Carrick's candle or the sun bond. Let me see what the sun bond is. Because the candle is an invisible light. Is the sun bond an obvious light? Yeah, it's a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Okay, so sun bond. I think we're on the right track with that. And then darkness. Someone needed the cloak, right? Because I remember making a joke about it being like the cloak of invisibility. Um, this one? It can create a sphere of enshrouding darkness. A single stone set in bronze. I think it's this one. Is there anything else for darkness? These wind up lighting things up. The light of Corkin, I think, is the other one that we needed to find. Okay, so we need to find this. Let me go ahead and bring the cloak. That should be this one. I think those are the ones we need. But then it also says by Corkin's light. Yeah. So what is this item? And we have more visitors, so we might not have this one yet. Despite appearances, these Noctic items have no connection to the League of the Amphibian Heart. They are objects of considerable power that can turn darkness to light and fear to joy. That was... It's got to be one of these. And this one, I think it said something about light. It's got eyes that pierce the soul. Warm and smooth. Red clay. The stone here, though, that stone is for darkness. I think it's this, but let's see what else we come up with. I'm going to put this over here with these. We may have identified most of the things we need. I've had my energy drained by some disturbing evil power. For days now, I felt tired and frail, and then today I found something that horrified me. Beneath my bed, I discovered a carved wooden effigy with a strange symbol painted on it. I don't know who has done this to me, but all I want for now is to lift this feeling of weakness. Now, there was a curse that made you feel weak. Okay, it's not heart constricted. It wasn't that she felt like she was choking. Was it? What did she say? A feeling of weakness. Oh, you know what? The opposite of weakness. Yeah, they put a witherance under her bed. That's what she's talking about. So then the opposite should be a fortinance. And if I'm right that this is a fortinance, perfect. I was right on that one. Go me. All right, see you in a minute, JJ. All right, Susan Hill. Ooh, she's got the snake emblem on. I would like a bloodbeck. The nameless ones are restless. I'm ready to hear their voices. Ooh. Now, that's probably one of these because it goes along with the snake. Let's see what this one says. It was once thought that these objects could be used to commune with the dead, but it's now widely believed that could be used to commune with the dead, but it is now widely believed that such a thing is not possible. It's not known where the strange voices that emanate from a bloodbeck originate, but there are some who believe they are the voices of the nameless gods. All right, so we need to listen to these. Nothing to remark. There's no sound coming from this one. What about from this? Nothing to remark. All right. Neither of those have anything. Let's see what else has to do with our nameless gods. Emphysem, talent, and bloodbeck. So it's an object that was thought to be able to commune with the dead. Oh, well, okay. It does say there's a noise that emanates, though, right? No, I'm sure I just saw it said it emanates. It's not known where the strange voices that emanate originate, but okay, so... What else might make noises then? We had this over here. Does not make sounds. Does not make sounds. Again, does not make sounds. Those do not make sounds. This is dark purpose and... Oh! Oh! Okay, that was creepy. All right. Here, you got to take a listen to this. This was incredibly creepy. That was this item. So the stones in the skull's eyes, the one on the left is Vivianite, which is for death and decay. And then the bloodstone on the right is for dark purposes. Ooh. I'm going to listen again. That was creepy. Oh, that gives me shivers. Woo! All right, the design of the item and the Vivianite gemstone can suggest a connection to death, and then closer inspection reveals the whispers within. Oh, that one is creepy. That is so creepy. Needless to say, I do love that. Right? Oh, I wasn't expecting it to be so loud. That was just a sudden like, whoa, what is that? All right, Thaddeus is back. I went to move the casket, but it's gone. What do we do? I heard Eli's back in town, but he hasn't come to see me, and if he's not here, then I don't know where to find him. Oh God, what do we do? Okay. Uh-oh. All right. Pet Jupiter and end our day. End of day 17. It festered and pulsated until it could no longer be contained. Some part of it reached out from the darkness, creating eyes so it might find itself and hands so it might open itself. The casket wanted to be opened. You're working on a Catholic iconography for class. Oh, oh, chills. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that was perfect timing. Oh. Ooh, I got goosebumps. Woohoo! All right, what do we have here? Is that... Oh, come here. There we go. All right, so a set of books. I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and the arcane. I lie below books and scrolls. Ooh, so you're working on a iconography for the devil right now too? Or were you just getting ready to write it for the next one? Because if it went with that icon as well, oof. I would say hell of a good timing for sure. Oh no, bring the puns. Bring the puns. I love them. All right, I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and the arcane. Um, I would think maybe the library, but I'm going to go back to a different clue from here. The reason why we were given access to Gleeston Castle is because his family collected things on the arcane. So here's this room, and it lines up with all of this. So we have a lot of different rooms we can check. So let's see just what happens if we click on the library. Entering the library, I'm drawn to a dark alcove round to the right, bearing the title Esoterica and Arcana. I'm sure there's much to learn here, but sadly, a cursory glance is all I have time for today. Piled up on a reading desk, I find books on ornithology alongside bestiaries of the old world. You can learn a lot about a person from the books that they read. Indeed. All right, so now what do we have when we look there? Oh, did it show us like where in the library that section was? Oh, all right, so it's this back corner. Um, all right, that back corner. So here's where that is. So that lines up with these two rooms. Let's go with this one because it's all the way in the corner. Mistake. Okay, so then it has to be the other one. This one? What? That's exactly underneath where it was, though. All right, let me look at it again. I must have screwed up. Does it go all the way over to here? It does. Okay, looking at the stairs. It's all the way back here. There we go. As I open the door, I'm hit by the musty smell of damp. This room hasn't been entered for some time. The corner of the room is piled high with scrolls of parchment and old books, but underneath the debris, I find something of interest. Okay, it looks like a piece of driftwood. Okay. Where should we put that one for right now? That's gonna crunch everything in. Eh, let's put it over here. Yeah, that works okay. All right, Eli's back. The museum was ransacked last night. I went looking for my brother, but he's nowhere to be found. The good news is they didn't find what they were looking for. I moved the casket myself and hid it here in one of the strange antiquities vaults. It's safe for now, but we can't leave it here for long. I have more to prepare, but I've left instructions on how to access the vault in the desk drawer. Okay. Let's see. In the desk drawer, there should be instructions. Ah, here we go. A candle that gives off no light, an anchor that's never touched the ocean, a finger but not of flesh. Okay, well, I know two of those. The candle that gives off no light was um, the one candle that had the symbols engraved on it. The anchor that never touched the ocean was it's got to be the one that looks like an anchor. And then a finger but not of flesh. I don't think we have anything yet that has been finger. But yeah, this should be this one. The Carrick's candle, the shadow anchor. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put those on there for now. Because I know those have got to be the two. The other one, though, let's see if we can figure it out. Alright, we've got some mail again. The lake has turned black. As omens go, I'd say that's probably quite a bad one. But the mail won't deliver itself. I found this note in an old writing desk up at Gleeston Castle. I expect it will mean more to you. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. It feels all too prescient as we hurtle towards winter and a terrible, unknowable fate. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. Okay, what is our emblem for fear? Okay, fear. Let's find fear on here. There's fear. So fear in autumn. It was fear in autumn, rising in winter. Oh. So here. Oh, rising in winter. I searched the room at the foot of the western tower quite thoroughly before finding a stash of papers. To my dismay, they are largely the scrawlings of a madman. But in amongst the nonsense, there is some valuable information. All right, we have a handful more. Perfect. We can pop that into our archive. All right, Eli is back. It's time to end this. Now, bring the casket to the pit. But I don't know what the finger one is. We don't have that. Okay, let's look in our book. We don't have everything labeled yet, but oh, there was one, witch's fingers, right? Yeah, okay, a witch's finger. Let's look at that. Witches' fingers are said to be the severed digits of the Witch of Undermere. They're capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is supposedly purification of the body. At most, a most unpleasant experience, but the last resort that has cured some and finished off others. High Green Church, home of the witch. Maybe we have to go to the High Green Church and see what we find there. That is 28, right? No, that's Undermere Church. High Green is 4. The church is old and the roof is in need of repairs. Moss and lichen add splashes of color to the otherwise gray exterior. I wander round to the back of the church where an old yew tree stands. Its gnarled branches scratch gently against the faded gravestones in the breeze. The pastor strays into my moment of quiet reflection and imparts some local lore. The tree is known as the Witch of High Green Church, and there are those who believe it to have unnatural power. While the tree lives, the witch's fingers cut from its limbs are alleged to provide healing through pain. Oh. So let's see. Yew branches, perhaps? All right, so is this yew? It is yew. It has the witch's symbol, and it did say it is some kind of, the branches are the fingers scratching the sky. All right, we need that symbol. Two, 9, 7. Oh, why is this beeping at me? Hold on a sec. Okay. All right, there we go. So, but wait, I just opened it. Where did it go? That was... Oh, I clicked the leave button. You're right. All right, my headphones, for whatever reason, are beeping at me. They're plugged in. All right, so it was this one, it was the candle, and then it was this one. Okay, so let's see. Now I need to do this. There it is. Perfect. Let's grab this and take it. Whew. Are we ready? Now where did Eli say to go? The pit. Okay. Okay, there we go. The sun is low in the sky as we arrive at the pit, casting a warm light across the treetops and the open fields. A solitary raven cries out from the tree line, and I look to the skies, but they are empty. The pit itself is an ominous sight that the otherwise serene atmosphere can do nothing to diminish. It is a scorched black hole, perhaps 5 meters in diameter, that has an unnatural look to it. This is a cytothermic convergence. It is no simple thing to destroy an object of this kind. We need to set up opposing powers at opposing compass points, strength and weakness, light and darkness. And finally, we need the light of Korkin to bind them. Oh. Okay, one moment here. Why is this thing being a booger? All right. All right, so we have those. I think it's the light of Korkin that we didn't have. Let's take a look. So let me see the text again. Was strength and weakness, light and darkness. So strength, weakness, light, and darkness. And then the light of Corkin, what did we say that had to be? Oh, right. Okay, so we said it's very likely this thing. No. Okay, so it wasn't that one then. I was thinking it was that because of... Okay, because it did match with the symbology. Objects of considerable power. Okay, it is Noctic, and it has a connection to the Amphibian heart. Okay, this is the other one that would potentially have connection to the Amphibian heart. It's a stone of night and dark. We can try it. There we go. Eli inspects my work. His face shows little emotion, but he seems satisfied. By now, the sun has finished setting, and only a hint of red afterglow remains in the darkening sky. The raven croaks his mournful cry once again, but this time there's a reply, and then another. I look up and see several dark shapes circling above. Quickly now, they're here. I spin around to follow Eli's gaze, and my pulse quickens as I look out across the field. A large group of shadowy figures is walking steadily toward us. We can't see their faces at this distance in the low light, but I'd be willing to bet that every one of them has pools of midnight for eyes. In the sky above, the ravens continue to grow in number, and their caws and cries get louder and louder. I look down at the black object in my hands. Such a small thing, and yet its seductive power is impossible to ignore. It wants to be opened. Suddenly it feels inevitable. The casket, now! But I'm not sure I want to give it to him. A Wixit cord or the Nalian casket. We need it. We need to throw it in. We need... Yeah, this spooky looking box. This is the Nalian casket that we were looking for. Oh, damn. What is it actually? A complex feeling overcomes me. It's both horrifying and compelling. Ooh, all right, let's throw it in. We got to be brave. The wave of intoxicating power washes over me, but I hold strong against it. I hand over the casket, and together we begin activating the items arranged around the pit. Working as fast as we can, it still takes longer than we'd like. And when I look up again, the thaumaturge has fear in his eyes. We're too late. The mob is upon us. One of them grabs Eli and tries to wrestle the casket from his hands. I rush across to help him, but it's no use. They're all around us. The man tears the casket free and it clatters to the floor, skittering towards the edge of the pit before coming to rest on the precipice. A gray-haired woman stoops to pick it up, and I'm surprised to find that I recognize her. It's Verona Green, the occult scholar. The mob cheers, but Verona turns toward me, and I'm no longer afraid. Her eyes are ringed with darkness, but they are not black. Back from the dead. She winks at me and throws the casket into the pit. At the same moment, Eli activates the light of Corkin. Time stands still, and then there's a rush and a roar as the swirling vortex of blue-green light races up out of the pit. The casket is sent soaring up into the night sky, where it seems to hang for a moment, turning slowly in the air, until with a shrieking, splintering crash, it shatters into 1,000 pieces. And then there's nothing but smoke and the smell of ozone, and all is quiet. All right, so we destroyed the casket. We reached an ending. It's been a few weeks since the casket was destroyed, but I'm still riding high on the elation and relief from that night. Everything seemed to come together right when it needed to be, and somehow we avoided terrible catastrophe. Those who were under the casket's spell were released almost immediately. They remember nothing from their ordeal, but there seems to be no lingering ill effects, and Dr. Robertson says they'll all have made a full recovery. It's rare for Eli to express much emotion, but even he congratulated me on the strength and resolve in the face of such darkness. He, too, felt the allure of the casket and was worried that it would overwhelm me. He told me with a hint of pride that I would make a fine thaumaturge. All right. So, ending one, catastrophe avoided. Eli's alive, Verona's alive, Rebecca's alive, Barton is alive, Edmund is alive, Francesca's alive. Bonnie is missing. Audrey is deceased. Oh, she was murdered by her followers. So the casket's been destroyed and Undermere is safe. Let's see. Jack is insane. He never recovered after the deeper trance. Thaddeus is alive. Simone is alive and Jupiter has been rescued. Okay, pausing there since there is a ad going. So we'll continue in a minute. This was definitely a very good ending. I'm happy with the ending we got for this one. Um, I'll have to check and see. I'm not entirely sure, but I will take a look. Let's see. All right. Oh, these stupid headphones are still beeping at me even though they're plugged in. Yes, let's do it again, right? Um, I definitely want to check out some of those other endings. All right, after the ads are finished, um, I'll go ahead and click continue. Oh, 9 endings. All right, cool. All right, we got about a minute and a half left of ads. So, yeah, I'll let you read all the different things that talk about, what happened to each person. I would like to know where Bonnie went. I would really like to know where Bonnie went. All right, about 30 seconds. Now, is this something, would you all want me to play through this again at some point? Yeah, all right, absolutely. I'll have to, I'll go through a few different games first. Like I do want to definitely try Strange Horticulture with everyone. But yeah, I really want to see the other ones. All right, so yeah, we'll do Strange Horticulture first. Um, and then for sure we'll come back and we'll have to try the endings. I know for sure there's going to be a different one after day 15, depending um, on whether or not we decide to play the good guy or the bad guy and help Verona. And obviously, there's a different one for whether or not we toss the casket down or not. So let's see. Okay, now this is just all the rolls. I definitely Beyond Eyes and Life is Strange. I'm gonna add those as well. Oh, so day 19, epilogue. Tess Sherwood. My father is suffering from Morgan's insanity. His doctors have given up on him, but Dr. Robertson told me there might be a way to save him. She said it might be possible to stop the infection spreading by cutting the poisonous thoughts from his mind, but she said it was beyond her skill. Um, I think I know which one we need for that. Morgan's insanity. That was poison of the mind. Let's see, let's look at mind. Actually, let's look at insanity maybe. A sextrum. It protects against insanity in all its forms. Let me look at the other mother as well, because there was something about that one, because we looked at that with, oh my goodness, it's almost midnight. um, where are you at? Are you in the UK as well? Okay, so France actually, oh wow. All right, purge unwanted memories. So we're either going to look for the sextrum or the mether to purge unwanted memories. Yes, we want to cut the poisonous thoughts, so we need the other mether. All right. Oh, no. Okay. Then I guess maybe we are using the sextrum. No. Dang. All right. So a poison of the mind. Maybe we'll look through what will fix a poison. A bones guard or a shadow hold? Okay, that's to protect from poison. A shadow hold. Pulling shadows like poison from a wound. No. Alright. Insanity wasn't it. What was... It was from Morgan's insanity, though. Is there something under Morgan's? No. All right, well, let's see. There's various ones for the mind. Um, the abrasive mether wasn't it? I think that's what it's gonna do. It did do that in Strange Horticulture. Okay, it's not the ecumenical. We knew it wasn't the binding seed or the Cassandra, a diverging hook. To carve thoughts from the mind. Okay. Um, they have a single gemstone from each of the three thaumic branches. Oh, okay. So we're looking for something with three stones. I think there's only one we haven't identified yet with the three stones, and that was this one. Let me just make sure that that is one from each branch, though. That is orange, turquoise, and pale yellow orange. Turquoise, orange, and pale yellow orange. Let's take a look. Yellow or orange. So amber is diurnic, which is the diurnal branch. Aquamarine is turquoise, which is dratic, which is the celestial branch. And then another yellow, yellow-orange one. Pale yellow is Wixic for strength. And okay, yeah, that's all the different branches then. There we go. All right. Yep, branches from each thaumic branch. Peggy Grafton. There's an old hermit living out past wastewater who barely comes into town. He brings me lists now and then for odd things. This time he wants something that will pull water from thin air. No idea if he's mad or onto something, but I said I'd ask around. Alright, so something to pull water from thin air. Let's look for water. Water. Either a manus or a water's shadow. According to Whitelock, these are lighter than an evocant by half, not exactly the most useful. To conjure precious water from cool night air. So we're looking for something like this, something that shape. And I believe okay, we had that, but that's not it. Let's go ahead and look what we have over here then. Oh, water and driftwood. Turquoise gemstone, a piece of driftwood. It's weathered and polished. Okay, let me take a closer look at that one again. Okay, so lighter than an evocant, which is this one here. So that is it about a pound? Okay, so if that one, oops, not that one, I want this. If this one is half a pound, then we are right. Or maybe right. Is about half a pound. Maybe? No. Ah. Alright, so it's not that. This is Earth. Those are all the different emblems. Now, again, I think it should be something that looks like a container. Too heavy. Huh. We're not missing any clues, are we? No. Only thing left, yeah. There is this. Raised detailing. But the perception is like, do you feel eyes piercing into you? but it is clay. All right, have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Oh, like with a hand? Oh, ooh. We did have one. This is turquoise. It is water. Oh, smart thinking. Thank you. It's early evening. It's early evening for me. It's just about 5 o'clock. So have a good night. See you soon. Enjoy your class. Oh, good guess, Angaris. Good job. All right, let's see what we've got next. Cecil Bateman. My lungs are shot. My doctors have told me to settle my affairs. But I'm not ready to give up, not yet. I've heard a local story about the witch of Undermere and her healing abilities. They say it's dangerous and painful, but sometimes it works. Oh, that's this one. You're right. Sometimes the clues are in the precise wording. All right, let's see who we have next. Owen Fox. My farm is diseased and my crops won't hold, and even the animals are uneasy. My old man says the earth is angry. He says I should call upon Corkin for wisdom and blessings. Can you help? This land's all I've got. Okay, so something that has to do with Corkin. A Corcana or an Ossic ring. Corcana. These are used to call on the guile and wisdom of the goddess Corkin. She's the goddess of the earth of creation. It's maintained by some that these are not objects of power, but exude an imposing aura that's hard to explain. What else? The Ossic ring. And she's the snakes. This one is made of earth. Let's try this one. I think that should be... Yeah. Well, hi, Vex Vex. Are you coming up? Alright, using the index, I remind myself that Corkin is a serpent goddess, represented in the design on this jar. Closer inspection reveals that they have an imposing aura. Right, that feeling of being watched. The item has several connections to the earth, the jade eyes, the clay material, and the Dradic feel they produce. Okay. Well, hello. Martha Chapman. I collect rare artifacts, especially those with, shall we say, questionable uses. A weaving edge has always fascinated me. I don't plan on using it, heavens no. Blood magic, old traditions, I simply must have it. Alright, a weaving edge. Now I see one that I think would be it just by description, but let's see what it says in the book. A weaving edge. A weaving edge is used to enter the Red Night, a bloodthirsty state of mind. Tradition dictates that the handle should be made from the wood of a great oak. Okay, so wood of a great oak. Red Night. Anything else? Just the weaving edge. Oak. Wood if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at one more thing. I mean, that fits it for, you know, something that looks like it's not very savory. The great oak believed to have been planted by Scythia herself. So, blood magic, old traditions. Alright, let's try it. It is made of oak, and that definitely does imply blood magic. Alright. Alright. We should have a few more. Francis Mason. I've read the tales of Caleres from cover to cover. I was surprised to learn of some of the powers he could wield. Did you know he could walk through walls? I read he used a water shadow, but that we've lost the knowledge of how they work over the years. I don't expect I'll get very far with it, but I'd like to study one all the same. Who knows? Perhaps I'll succeed where others have failed. A water's shadow. Is that our driftwood thing? Alleged water shadow passed through solid matter. The item itself is uninteresting, producing only a faint thaumic field. Okay. So that definitely says water. Let's see if its field is faint. No, that's not faint. I wouldn't say that's faint at all, really. Let's go ahead and put these back. I know that one's another Mether. So it's not that. Everything else here has been observed. Let's take a look. That's pretty strong. That is for Earth. Now, my headphones are still beeping at me for whatever reason. They're not connecting. If they die, I'll continue. We just won't have much voice left over. It'll just be done in silence, unfortunately. All right, producing a faint thaumic field. All right, the only other things we have left are these. And I'm pretty sure I know which one that one was. So that one seemed like the Aries something. This one is about storms. All right, well, you know what? Let's just take all of these down here, because these are the ones that aren't marked at all. Let's take a look and see if we have anything from these. That is very faint, and that's quite simple. That is not faint. Neither is that. All right. Process of elimination just for a faint field. It's gotta be this one. All right, nice. And that was all we had to go on, just that very faint field. That back over here. All right, Alice Holtby. My grandmother followed the old ways. She kept a Dradic altar in the cellar. She believed in asking for nature's blessing before a harvest. I found a note about a ritual meaning to bring abundance, but it needs an argyle. It seems like this is the place to find one. All right, let's see what that one might be. A vessel of earth. I know exactly. Doink. There we go. Beautiful. We didn't even need to see the field because it was a vessel that had the runes of earth around it. Yeah, so we didn't even need to double check that one. Let's go ahead and put that one back over here. Couple more to check out. Let's see what we've got. Tommy Brown. I work the riverbeds searching for stones, amethyst, jade, maybe Vivianite if I'm lucky. It's hard to spot them in the muck. But I heard about these remnants that let you feel the glimmer through the dirt. Worth a shot. Okay. So something that lets you feel. And feel is stressed in that sentence. So let's see. What helps you feel? A binding seed or selenic totem? Okay, it's not that one. Oh, no, it's not either of those. Like to see in the dark vision maybe. Do we find a veiled fin? Yeah. Let's see. Is there something called a remnant? Oh, An Aries remnant. Yeah, they let you work in low light condition. Okay. And that was this one, because that was in the shape of Aries. One of the items, yeah, it's this one. This was the other one that we thought to give her as well. All right, Thomas Pope. We've had a bit of a snag and I had to shut down the quarry. Our dynamite supplier had a little accident. I'll spare you the details. I wonder, is there anything among your fine collection that can get us up and running again in the short term? I'm losing money by the minute. That I think he wants the pit. Wasn't that the one that caused not exactly an earthquake, but yeah, powerful vibrations capable of cracking solid rock. All right. William Wheatley. My thesis on the psychology of fear is on the psychology of fear, but books can only take me so far. I need to feel it properly. I'm sure you have something. Something to make you feel fear? Let's see. Fear. Lidocorkin, Spirit Eye, and Zaya. We did find a Spirit Eye. So it's got to be this one, the Zaya. Zaya is worn about the neck to place them closer to the heart. These innocent-looking items will instill a sense of fear and paranoia that can be difficult to remove. They're made of any single material except wood or clay and typically have no other symbols on their surface. So it cannot be wood or clay, and it has to be very simple. This is, I think, bronze. A strong sense of being watched. Well, that makes you feel paranoid, all right. Woohoo. The item is made of a single material, bronze, bears no other symbol or markings, worn about the neck, and on closer inspection, I begin to feel a sense of paranoia. All right, couple more left to check out. Constance Bader. I'm not trying to hurt anyone, just shift their thinking a little. Sometimes all it takes is a suggestion in the right state of mind. Do you have anything suitable? Something for suggestion. Suggestibility. A Morgan's Folly? Okay, let's give that one a try. Alright. That was a symbol of hypnosis. Jane Fairburn. My sons are out of control. Jail doesn't teach them anything. A year behind bars and they come back worse. I want them to feel the wrong they've done. Real penance so they might change their ways. That would be this one. The Binding Seed. Yeah, the one that made you feel guilt, basically. James Herschel. There's a lawman snooping about the blacksmith's guild. Can't have him poking into parts of the business they're not supposed to, if you catch my drift. I need a way to keep him out. Alunima. Lunima. Did we have that one or no? No, we did not. Called a moon pool or heart of tranquility. They're used to keep people away from places they're not welcome. Harness the power of the elements. There we go. Alright, bears a symbol of the elements and induces a feeling of disquiet. that one back over here. Freddie Lamb. I can't bear the pain any longer. I'd rather have no memory of her at all than suffer like this. Don't try to talk me out of it. I've already made up my mind. The abrasive Mether. Okay, that is the only Mether we have not yet used. Alright. 3 more. And now that there might be others coming in too. Charlotte Bradshaw. My brother captains a small fishing vessel in Haverig. There was a big storm last month and 2 boats never came home. I remember what the old sailors used to carry. Charms, tokens, things to keep the sea calm, or at least keep you afloat. I want to give him something like that just in case. Alright, I'm going to say it's got to be this one because water and driftwood. Driftwood does float. Alright. That was a fairly easy one. Alright, Peter Leland. Oh, he is cursed. This guy's cursed. Affects the mouth and tongue so speech becomes impossible. Torments paralysis. And that should have something in the back. Torments paralysis. We need a Torments Bane. A Torments Bane can be rolled along the tongue to cure Torments paralysis, or worn about the neck to protect against the curse. Oh, that would be this one. We looked at this one before and we saw that this has, this bit here turns. Yeah, it spins freely. Alright. And then, unless they ask for something else... Oh, I thought I'd stay silent forever. I've been studying the eye and trying to give voice to the markings on the stones. Next thing I knew, I couldn't speak. It's been a dreadful few weeks. I bet. Alright, and if this one comes in looking for something for the... Oh, no they're not. Rain again. Soaked to the bone before I'm halfway through my rounds. I'm fed up with it. I got a few bob to spare if you know a way to keep me dry. I bet that's this guy here. It's gotta be. Should be the only one so far that does not have a check next to it. A Storm Ward. These simple items supposedly grant a low level of protection against the elements, but this author's personally become soaked to the bone in one too many downpours to trust those claims. Typically made from metal, typically bronze or iron. Yeah, that's an easy one, and it has all the different weather wards on it. Alright. The item has numerous weather-related wards, and it's made of bronze. And with that, I am done. Time for a well-earned rest, right after I give Jupiter one last scratch behind the ears. Scratch, 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 scratch. Pretty Jupiter. End day. Alright. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. I'm glad we got through this one. I'm so glad you guys were all here. I'm going to take your feedback into account too. We will eventually come back to this one and try for some of the other endings. I will be back then on Tuesday at 2:00 p.m. Central Time. And I think we'll go ahead, since this one was such a hit, we'll try Strange Horticulture. I also have another one that I was looking at called, let's see, what was that one? It was called Cabernet. And it's about, it's one of those where your choices matter. And it's about a woman who has just turned into a vampire, and it's up to you to decide if you're going to wind up going evil or trying to keep your humanity. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one. It was definitely very much like Strange Horticulture. So if you did enjoy it, I would definitely say go ahead and check that one out as well. It is a great game. I'm hoping they'll come out with more like this eventually too. All right, well, I'm going to let you all go. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and take care. I will see you all on Tuesday. Night, everyone. Bye bye.